Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Before we get into today's stream, I actually went through and we got the Thorin Cheese comp to work. You can see we do have victory. This is the stage that we were stuck at last time when it came to this one. Today we're going to be looking for Scarlet. If you guys have not noticed, it is going to be absolutely nuts and it's going to be a really big priority. To build out Scarlet, we've seen the power that she has. I actually do have the trial version of her, but we're going to have to build her out to be able to utilize her within the Twisted Realm, as well as the guild bosses, Abyssal Expedition, hunting fields. There's going to be a ton of places where she is going to be used. Now, one of the drawbacks to Scarlet is, of course, she stinks and absolutely sucks at the campaign and PvP, so we're going to have to see exactly how that works. So I wanted to go through and we wanted to finish on 38-8, talk about a little bit of where the account is going to go and with the streams, and also answer some questions. So we got Dark Blaine here, Donnie Hyatt, Devin is here, finally catching a stream. Thank you guys for joining me today. These formations we've used a couple different times, so we know that they work. Again, might take a little bit of RNG to get these to work. It's not really one shot, especially at this level, but we know these are gonna work. Might take, 3 to 5 minutes is usually the normal. Levi's here and Madi is here as well. Can I ask a question now? I need to sleep. Oh, of course, Spiro. Drop your question in there. What's going on? Abandon Illumitas is here and Nikos as well. Yep, if you do have questions, guys, go ahead and just drop them right into the chat. We'll cover them and answer them as they do come in. My kids are out there playing Mario Kart, so if you do hear them, they're living it up with some Mario Kart. And there we go, guys. Lucretia finishes out that one, as well as Entendre. Look at that, 1.71 billion damage, just like that, to bring us a victory. Now this one, a little bit interesting. So this combination was a formation. So essentially it's working on Gwen's signature item. It's going to trigger Joker's ultimate ability, Raku, in here to finish these out. How much time do I need to finish 60 pieces of Merlin? Well, you can only get one piece every 250,000 points. So it does take a considerable amount. And really, Yusuf, that is very dependent on how far you are in the challengers. So it is going to take a lot longer if you're a lower rank within the challengers to get those tokens. So if you're very highly ranked, you can actually get them very quickly. If you're a lower rank within their Yusuf, it is going to take a lot longer to get Merlin out of there. So what are the requirements for Scarlet? Biggest requirement for Scarlet is the 9 of 9 furniture, guys. Now, she does 12 of her ultimate ability bolts. With that 9 of 9 furniture, it goes into an extra 8. So instead of 12 bolts, you get 20 bolts, making her ultimate ability just absolutely destroy enemies. Really, without that 9 of 9 furniture, it's not going to be that super effective. Who is better, Da Vinci or Merlin? It's kind of either or. Now, Da Vinci is really good, especially with the 9 of 9 furniture. Merlin does the same. Merlin does really good at damage mitigation. Comparing the two are kind of different. They're completely different heroes. Da Vinci is damage and crowd control with a big damage boost. Merlin is, of course, survivability, mitigation, and healing. Again, depending on the formations, a lot of players, they're both really good, honestly. What's going on, Reggie? Thank you for joining us. How do you make a good team comp? Team comp is really deprived, and kind of the breakdown is when you're building out a team comp, guys, the big thing to kind of remember is you're only really reliant on one solid damage dealer. A lot of players will put a lot of damage heroes together, which doesn't really work or doesn't transition to being super effective. It's more in this game, honestly, about heroes like Khazard or Mahira. It's honestly a lot more about the crowd control aspect than the overall damage. It's the ability to, take your full minute 30 within a formation, burn the enemy team down. You don't have to win formations in 15 seconds. You do have that full minute 30 to get it done, which is what a lot of players do rely on. What's going on, Javid? Happy birthday to the kids. Javid didn't know if he was going to make it today. I'm actually stuck in 12-4. Everyone on my team are Legendary Plus. consisting of Oden, Silas, Grez, Pharrell, and Damon. I don't know who to mythic first. Spiro, absolutely Damon. So Damon is a hero that is going to scale within AFK Arena. So essentially, as the heroes or as the enemies get stronger, Damon will get stronger in turn, making him a really solid carry. We haven't seen really a solid carry since Damon that's easy to build. Absolutely, guys. I would absolutely build out Damon, guys. He is the biggest priority because of the way that he scales, and that's why so many people use him as they continue. Where did Spiro? Yeah, I was waiting for Spiro's question as well, Levi. Yeah, definitely Damon, guys. Damon, absolutely, it is the big priority when it comes to the build. And you'll see here, this formation particularly, we're kind of cheesing it. We're using Athalia with the call to keep Flora on the ground. Again, we know this formation works. We just got to get the RNG to work. And then we're going to go ahead and get into the summons in here. But you can see Flora is still on the ground. Mahira did some crowd control. If we can get Rowan to crowd control her as well, it works out perfectly. Yeah, focus on Damon, followed by Oden. Oden does really well, but similar to Desira, Oden does need a investment to really do well, where Damon, it takes a minimal investment, and Damon will still do pretty well. What are the best teams for Da Vinci? I have them at 9 of 9 Furniture. A lot of people, Xena, are putting Da Vinci with Ainz. So there comes a point in AFK Arena where Ainz is not enough damage to win stages. So there's actually a time, again, where Ainz doesn't do enough damage to win stages, which relies on the damage boost from Da Vinci, is what I've seen. Also with Raku, it's worked. The dimensionals, especially if they're running with Ainz, Albedo, and Leonardo, because they are going to get a huge boost with that team based on Leonardo and Albedo also giving them the big boost. Thanks, feel like the burden is out. Yep, get some sleep, Spiro. Have a good night. If you have any questions, Discord, guys. There is a ton of players in Discord that will answer any questions you need. Definitely dropping them over there. We can take care of them. There's a lot of players in our Discord that will answer those. Yeah, overall, Damon, plus 20 will work. Then there are some other heroes really for the plus 30 later on, just like what Javid said. Racing to plus 30 on Damon is not a huge priority. It only cuts off 2 seconds. Some of the heroes, though, I mean, that's a solid build. Oden is good. Silas is good. Silas is really good to get to the plus 30. Grez, plus 20. Pharrell will do well at plus 20 or plus 30. Oden, same. Plus 20, plus 30. Will do well with either of those heroes. Should I invest in Scarlet? Absolutely, guys. If you haven't seen within the Twisted Realm, within the guild bosses, we're assuming within the Abyssal Expedition, within the hunting fields, Scarlet is going to be the hero if you want to reach higher ranks within a lot of the Twisted Realm. She is absolutely going to be the priority when it comes to the Twisted Realm. It's only a matter of time before she just starts dominating everything, which is crazy. After Lucy and Ainz, who goes to 60 engraving, should I do Oden or Athalia? Abandon, both of those are really good. So both of those are really solid choices. It seems like from what players are saying right now is most players are taking Scarlet to 60 because of the energy recovery. In my opinion, it doesn't make that big of a difference if you're not using her within PvP, but it is the engraving, the stats. That's really the big thing, is when it comes to a hero like Scarlet, that you're going to utilize for the Twisted Realm. Just absolutely stats. Stats are super important to heroes. I have Damon, Shimira, Rowan, Leica, and Pharrell all ascended. Should I switch Shimira to Oden, or should I add Thorin or Grez? Again, going back to that one, I would go ahead and add Grez. Guys, we know Grez is, again, when it comes to Twisted Realm, the higher that you have Grez is going to take Essentially, the higher you have Grez, the further you're going to make it within the Twisted Realm. The further that you progress in the Twisted Realm, the faster you're going to be able to level up the Elder Tree, giving both stats and abilities to your heroes, which is kind of the reason why Grez is a big priority, is because of the Twisted Realm, guys. Can't stress it enough how important it is when it comes to the Twisted Realm, because you level up the entire class. When you look at leveling up support heroes or mages or, whatever it is about leveling up the entire class, which gives you the ability to within that Elder Tree. I do not watch anime. So between work and YouTube, guys, I very rarely watch TV. I watched The Witcher Season 2. If you guys aren't familiar with it, that took me weeks, which I know most people will sit down and kind of binge it in a day. It actually took me a couple weeks to get that done, just because I don't watch it very much. Snake or Granite? I like Granite, and the reason that I like Granite, Illumitas, is the crowd control effect that he has within the Mauler Tower. I know Thisu will be good, but I do like using Kren a lot more than I like Thisu. I even started building him on here and then chose not to finish him. So we're gonna have to kind of wait and see what comes up. Yeah, when land. V2, if you guys are familiar with Illuvium, V2 is coming out pretty soon. Right now they have it kind of stationary. I'd say within the next 2 weeks, guys, it will be there. And look at that, guys. Devin, a Hippo supporter. Thank you for the love and support for the channel, guys. If you're not a subscriber, guys, go ahead and hit the sub. We are almost to 22,000. That is right, guys. 22,000 subscribers already, which is absolutely crazy. Which one better, Rowan or Scarlet? Peter, if you're really early, Rowan is going to help in the campaign. Scarlet is not going to be effective at all. A lot of people, like I've said before, Scarlet does not work in the campaign, guys. If you haven't seen Reddit, if you haven't checked out Discord, Scarlet is just absolutely horrible when it comes to the campaign, which is sad to see. Most of her abilities don't work. There's a couple heroes that even totally negate or kind of close out her abilities, which again is a little bit sad to see, but it does happen. Not a question, just want to thank you for letting us know about putting the game into... Oh, yeah, absolutely, guys. There's a 2x speed, 6x speed. Javid, big shout out to Javid, guys. He is the one that recommended the 2x speed because it does change the rates. Don't know if it's been theoretically proven, but making sure that it is on that 2x speed. I find when the game runs at 6x speed, it breaks. The game doesn't work at the 6x speed. I see glitches in the campaign. I see glitches in the tower. It seems to really glitch out when I go to that 6x speed. What's going on, So No Res? Look at him showing off his golden hippo right there, guys. Been a supporter for quite a bit, and Devin gets his little burgundy and white hippo there as well. What can Scarlet do in Namora? We're still waiting to see. So I'm thinking for Scarlet, I don't know if Scarlet is going to be effective when it comes to the Dark Twisted Realm with the Dark Namora. It is yet to be seen, guys. And Cat Blades and Ned, both new subscribers to the channel. Thank you guys for joining. I don't think just because of the continuous damage that Morreal puts out. So Morreal does do solid, consistent damage to the Namora, the Twisted Realm comp. It's going to be interesting. Interesting to see what happens with it, really. When you go on YouTube, who do you mainly watch? I very rarely, again, guys, with my time, I very rarely watch YouTube videos. Between TV, again, I very rarely watch much of anything, which is kind of crazy. To make my each favorite YouTube. Oh, thank you, Chaos. Yeah, guys, I love doing the stream. You guys know. Scarlet is for bosses. Ainz is for every other mode. Yeah, that kind of sums it up. Ainz, and we also do have Lucretia, are the ones that dominate the campaign. We've seen it time and time again. They are the two heroes that absolutely dominate the campaign. The big thing with Ainz, though, is when you start getting much further in the campaign, a lot of the damage that he does falls off, and that's why a lot of players do utilize, why they start utilizing Leonardo da Vinci, is the damage in there. Oh, thank you. Is it Zelko? Zajevko? Yeah, this battle, guys, double Flora stages are the nightmare. They have been the nightmare of AFK Arena forever. Since Flora was introduced, guys, Flora does an insane amount of damage, especially level deficiencies. There's very little to no counters, short of Athalia trying to keep her on the ground. So the thing with this is the RNG of the Mesmerize, the RNG of the Freeze, if we get the critical strike on Flora, to keep her down. Because there's the Mesmerize. We got a little bit of damage there. So if I could take out one of these targets relatively quick, again, we know this formation works. It just takes time. And that's why, guys, we're going through all of the questions. He doesn't do that quick continuous burst. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So no res is with more real. I think that is going to be the consistent, the damage that she's putting out. I don't think it's going to be Scarlet within that formation. I honestly do not think Scarlet is going to work for the formation because of the continuous damage. Is it important to build Lorzen and Kauthar over Legendary Plus for the Thorin Cheese? They both work. So Caleb, the big thing with Lorzen is the linking ability. The big thing with Kauthar is the formation disruption. That's really it. You don't really have to have them built. I have a lot of players that even run them at Elite or Elite Plus. Both of those heroes will die. The only thing that you want, Caleb, is the ability to stack everyone onto stacking everyone onto Thorin. That's it. Those two specific heroes. Now, as you do push further, Kauthar will make a difference when he's built up a little bit, just because of when he dies and he goes into the spectral form. The spectral form still does a considerable amount of damage. It is really the other thing. Again, guys, we just need a little bit of RNG. We know this one. Solus down here, she does a crazy amount of damage in here. Everyone, you have to watch Merlin on Netflix. I think, Xena, I think I did see some of Merlin. Many of you know, guys, like I've said before, King Arthur, the story of King Arthur in the 50 different ways that it's told, I absolutely love it. From Merlin to Hellboy to King Arthur movies to... They've done so many cool things. And big news, guys, if you didn't check out earlier's video, Baba Yaga is joining us. That is right, guys. Baba Yaga is going to be joining us. I believe it is going to be a dimensional. We haven't seen yet exactly what it's going to be, but I'm assuming dimensional just because of the nature of the hero. But we definitely have to check it out and see what's going to happen with this new hero. Try Oden instead of Athalia. He can port her and then hope for a critical strike. So the thing here is Athalia keeps Flora on the ground. And again, guys, I tested all these formations before we went live. This one I had a victory on as well. It just does take a little bit of RNG because if Flora gets off the ground, it's pretty hard to kill Brutus because of that immunity shield that he pops in there. Use Mahira with the Wings Warden. Persian, Kren, Athalia, and Zolrath. Yeah, we can try it. We can try it up. We can change it up a little bit because I think Mahira, I thought we had the Winged Warden. We did switch it a couple times. Yeah, that's what we were using last time was the Winged Warden. So let's see, the Persia with the Call. So the Prince with the Call. I believe we had throw some gear on him. Again, still don't have all of the gear in here. So put the Call on there. Kren, Athalia, and Zolrath. So Zolrath, which we got. Kren and Athalia. Are we doing Athalia the same way? Then we also do have Kren. I believe Kren is short of his gear, which again, that's the gear that we have for him. I could probably see, I don't even know who else we have gear on. So keeping my hero here, because Athalia will take Flora out. And the Prince of Persia will actually, if he didn't die in 2 seconds. Might have to change up the formation a little bit. Winged Warden, Persian, which is good. Kren, Athalia, Zolrath. Kren, Athalia, Zolrath. There we go. Again, keeping her on the ground. And I love the Prince of Persia, guys. Ever since Prince of Persia has been released, the chain stun ability that he possesses is kind of crazy. Which again, guys, even these will take a little bit of time. Especially Kren's ult. I love his ult, guys. Look at it. Kren is just a monster. And look at that. I think we're going to get it done, maybe. Oh, Kren. Got it. Look at that. All of them with Dura's Call. Look at Kren's damage, guys. 1.64 billion. This is the reason why players build Kren. Absolutely. Love it. It's very cool to see. So that takes out our boss stage, which is what we wanted to complete, guys. 38-9, very cool to see. I think we're borrowing some, there we go. So borrowing Kren, there you go, Hoppy. All right, so summons, guys. Let's check out some summons. All right, so we know Scarlet. So Scarlet has been kind of the focus, in approximately 8 hours, this version of Scarlet is going to be gone, meaning that my levels in the Twisted Realm are just going to absolutely go in the dirt because so many players are running Scarlet. To stay competitive within the Twisted Realm, we need to build Scarlet. So essentially, yeah, definitely building out Scarlet. I think I have Kren's tier 3 actually somewhere. I thought we did. Maybe we got tier 2 for him. Which there, we got some on Leica. If I had a remove all button, would love it. If I had a button right here just to remove my gear, I could remove all my gear from somebody. I could swap it around, making it big, making it super easy. And what's going on? Big shout out to Rian for completing that stage. Very cool. All right, so summons, guys. Now, one thing that I wanted to show out of the Solemn Vow, we finished up our mentor rewards. So we actually got this very last pack. We can see we almost have this frame. We are definitely there, but it gave me 33 of these 24-hour chests, which are insane, guys. That is 38,000 essence right there. 38.5, so 38,511, giving us 70,000 essence, which is crazy. That is an absolute crazy amount of essence in there, meaning that we're going to be able to gain another level, which is awesome. Yeah, Kren is either one of two. Either Kren is going to live, which big thing with Kren, guys, is just like we said before, this plus 60 engraving is the reason why players build him. 50% reduction in damage when it comes to the Mauler Tower, when it comes to the campaign. His plus 60 engraving is huge. Really is a game changer when building those out. I'm around 150 levels behind. I was able to pass some stages with Thorn Cheese. Yeah, Dad, Thorn Cheese has always worked forever. We've had that Thorn Cheese around forever. And I'm hoping, guys, streaming luck, that we're going to get some good heroes out of here, guys. And look at that. We got another new subscriber to the channel. Thank you for the sub. 16 stones. We're hoping for Scarlet. And it is double Drez. Not too bad. We got a copy of Mishka. We got Baden. No copies of Scarlet. We've got Lucius. All of those are just going to go food. Yeah, Kren absolutely 60. Does Thorin need furniture for the cheese? Depends what level you're at. So as you progress further, the Thorin furniture does pretty well. Even in here, this does help a little bit. The 9 of 9, it's not required, because remember, when you also build out Thorin, it gives them a lot more mitigation. So that's kind of the big thing. Now, is Frampton, Zafriel, and Screg a good comp? One to low, yes. So that is what a lot of players have said. Frampton, Zafriel, and Screg are three heroes that absolutely go together. Those are absolutely, again, three heroes that go together with those formations. We build Scarlet. Yeah, I'm going to try to build Scarlet as much as I can. We do gain a level that takes us to 511 just like that. And again, back to Essence. Every single time, we just need more Essence. All right, guys. So again, hopefully we are going to get some luck in here. Who should I garrison after Ainz and Albedo? I would go Prince of Persia. I would absolutely, Jero, go Prince of Persia after that. Has a lot of crowd control, which really wins when it comes to the campaign. Crowd control, absolutely, guys. So we got 4 companions, 4 pulls with companion points. I'd be crazed if I see a copy of Taylene, but I would be super excited as well. Or if we see at least one elite in here, nothing. Shut down on that one. And in the wish list, we do have Scarlet just to make sure. We're going to use our diamonds for the desired hero summons. We also have our faction scrolls here, which is awesome. With Thorin's signature item, he can die twice, right? Yes, he can die twice. So Devon, if you unlock the signature item, he can die once. If you have the plus 30 signature item, he can die twice. So as you continue progression, you're going to have to get that plus 30 signature item eventually. There we go, guys. There is an elite, which is Brutus. Very nice. I'm going to click the Facebook button just because it's a couple free diamonds. We can actually close this right out. I don't want to miss the diamonds, guys. And they're giving away 300 a day. So every time that I've done a summon over the last couple weeks has just gave me 300 diamonds. Good for another summon, which is awesome. Kren or Oden to plus 60. Honestly, the Kren Oden, both of them are really good. I do personally like Kren at the plus 60 because of the Mauler Tower. Now, we have more than enough Graveborns that do very well when it comes to the campaign. They also do very well when it comes to the Graveborn Tower. In the Mauler Tower, we're relatively limited to the heroes that we have in there. There is a copy of Scarlet, guys. Very nice. That is what we're looking for, to get a couple copies of her. So if we can get it with common scrolls, absolutely. Welcome back, Madi. We're going to have more than enough food. We've been stockpiling food on this account for quite a long time. There we go. Another elite. Could it be a copy of a star? I will definitely take that. Yeah, Thorin is pretty... is a very strong hero to build, guys. All right, so that gives us 1 on the table, which again, Light Bears, it's all about Scarlet, which there's a copy of Rigby. Have 3 pulls here, which means we're going to get an elite out of here. Some copies of Hogan. Copy number 2 and copy number 3 should be an elite. Can it be Scarlet, though? It is a copy of Ullard, so not too bad. Jesus approves a healthy, balanced diet. Yep, I have my coffee here as well, guys. My afternoon Joe. So 27,000 left, which is going to be our desired hero summons. Again, I really have to focus on Scarlet. I feel like if I don't, Twisted Realm, I'm going to go way down in the ranking if I do not build her out. I'm also going to have to make sure that we prioritize building her furniture as fast as we can, guys. Honestly, it's going to be a race to build her because a lot of the whales put a lot more into her, a lot more money, a lot more currency. We haven't been putting anything into this, which there we go, guys. There's a copy. Only thing we bought in here was the monthly card. And the reason I did that was to pick up those emblems of time. That's really it. Yeah, Rigby is a Scarlet somehow. Man, I don't like Rigby. There we go. There's another copy. Hoping that we could get a double for her, I would love to see. Which we got a copy of Ullard, which I believe will take him to 5 stars. And look at the lineup here, guys. There we go. So we add the 5th star there. So Ullard is maxed. Rigby is getting there. And of course, we have Scarlet and a little bit of food. We'll use a copy of Lucius. We'll actually use 2 copies since we're not building him. What do I think about Baba Yaga? So yeah, Baba Yaga is going to be interesting for a couple different reasons. Baba Yaga, it's going to be really interesting to see if they make her a mage. If they make her a support hero, is going to be interesting. Exactly how they pull it off or how they really pose it in there. Another copy of Estrilda. So here we'll drop out Ullard. We'll drop Peggy in there, still finishing her out. So we got 5 more copies. We're going to have enough, but we're going to be out of diamonds unless we can do some real good summons. I don't need a single pull, guys. We need a multiple pull, which it is just another single. So builds her up a little bit further, and then the final one is nothing, guys. We still got 4 more, so we're going to use our diamonds as we go through here. Got another brand new sub. Fabio, thank you for subbing to the channel. Which is better, Walker, Thane, Oscar, Yukio, me with the sword, or Logan Paul? Ooh, that's a tough call. I would probably say Xena. I think Xena with the sword would definitely win within that battle. Scarlet is also a hero that we're going to do the engraving on, which means we do have to build her up to multiple stars. Now, Stargazer, we just got these 20 cards out of the Solemn Vow. Temple of Time, we're almost to 200 of our emblems. Again, I'm very hesitant about building Taylene, so we're going to wait to see what comes up next. My big thought, and again, we've said this before, I'm saving the cards because either I can build a low-level Taylene that I'm not going to use, or I can save the cards and build the next hero. If the next hero is pretty crappy or no one wants to build the next awakened hero, I can always go back and build Taylene, which is good. How good is Mishka? So Mishka is actually in a couple meta formations. Mishka did make her way into a few different formations. Big thing with her, guys, is the 9 of 9 furniture, because this will trigger Mishka's energy is immediately replenished. So this will trigger her ultimate ability. Ultimate ability, of course, is crowd control, which is what a lot of players are using her for. So Mishka, again, we've seen her in a couple meta formations. She has been completely built out relatively quick. Again, a lot of players have built Mishka. I would build Mishka. We are building Mishka, actually. All right, so we got Scarlet there. I believe we got 1 extra copy, but that takes her to Legendary. Of course, we got food, taking her Mythic. Boom, signature item. And then we do have her up to Mythic Plus. Even Little Peanut, we got to take to Legendary. And again, we just got food sitting here. Finally got to the point of being able to just have food sitting here, guys. That's right, Little Peanut's up as well. And another new subscriber. We got the Village Idiot has joined us, guys. Welcome. All right, so that will take her. We just need a couple more copies. And I think we need, what, 4. So if we had some more diamonds, we could build her out. 4 more copies is all that we need out of there, which we have 4 sitting right there. So be able to get her at least to Ascended within the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna, hopefully I can borrow and beg to get a copy from other players, but we're gonna have to see exactly what we can do. Now, within the ship, of course, we did build out quite a few heroes. We got some free, definitely free loot there. We got some Twisted Essence, some scrolls, more gear, some free emblems. There is her avatar frame, which I want. Same as a star, guys. We need 4 copies and we will have a star. So 8 total, they'll both be Ascended, which is awesome. What's going on, Madra? Don't use the food, replace them with copies of heroes you need. Yeah, don't use the food unless they're 5 stars. Down here, guys, I have a lot of heroes. Even Lucius is 5 stars. So the food, once they're maxed out, right now, there's nothing to really do with it, short of just using the food. And that's exactly what we did. Walker, I still need copies of. So we're not using that copy of Walker. I sit on 2 Legendary Plus, just like we have right here, in all of the different factions, even here. I make sure that I build up 2 Legendary Plus heroes to keep the food. I could go ahead and recycle them for resources, but I am just sitting on the food. That way, when we do have a hero to build, such as a star, or if we have another hero like Scarlet, I already have my food sitting right here. When I get to 3 foods, I recycle it. I do recycle the third one, and I've been actually doing that on the Graveborn. We have double food here. I've been taking the food that we've had, further food, and just recycling it. Still looking to build out a couple more heroes, including a star and Scarlet. So Scarlet will start signature item. Again, guys, the priority is building her out. Yeah, Scrag and Kren definitely synergize well. A lot of players also in that combination throw in Entendre, just because Entendre will go on the enemy side, get all of the benefit that Scrag brings, and she's very hard to kill if you have her built. See you later, Madi. Have a good day. What is the worst Celestial Hypogean? I think Titus. Titus, yes, absolutely. Titus really never found a place. Most of the tanking heroes are very difficult to use. Scarlet is an easy choice. Yeah, Scarlet absolutely is very easy to, solid choice to max out. Absolutely, guys. We need her damage. So out of here, we're going to use actually some of these red chests we got. We're going to go for our emblems right here. With my red chest, my 81 red chest, I'm going to be able to max out most of those, and this will save my actual red chest that I have, because now I got 169 of these. Is the growth bundle on the live servers? Yeah, the growth bundles have always been up on the live servers for years now. The growth bundles, or the heroic ship, is when you unlock 10 ascended heroes, you unlock the ship. There's 27, got a couple more chests, 28, 29, and there she is, guys, plus 30. Again, we're really prioritizing her for the attack. She needs to be built for the Twisted Realm, is exactly why we are building her and why we are building her so fast. Resonating Crystal, I think we had a slot for her as we continue to unlock all of these. Either that, or we can even drop out Thane. We can drop her in just because she is going to have that utility. We're going to need to use her and have to definitely build her out. How many shield breakers are in the game? So Nara can break the shield. Folks can actually clear the shield. There's a couple other heroes that can pretty much do that. There we go, guys. So boom, add another level there, and we'll actually add 2 more levels. So we will continue building up our Elder Tree. I could go 120 there, but I'm building up the Mage Tree for the simple reason. Entendre needs a E30 SI furniture. Yes, Entendre does need to be built, guys, for the survivability. That's really the big thing. Would use a swap scroll for a 5-star Thane. For Mishka, definitely could work. The big thing with those is depending on how far you have Thane. Now, getting Mishka to 5 stars, not very difficult. You have desired summons, you have faction scrolls, you have all the things of that nature. If you do have Thane with furniture, if you do have Thane with a high level signature item, things like that are what I save the swap scrolls for. I really wouldn't focus on swapping a hero just to swap it. I would save it to see if you don't have Thane built out. Like, a lot of players max out Belinda, and I mean really, really max out Belinda. Definitely swap it. Belinda hasn't been used for anything, especially now that Scarlet's out. She's been dropped out of everything. But it's very cool to see. Yeah, Entendre maxed. So here we don't have anyone to add, but I did go ahead, 37,000 here, wish list. We dropped Scarlet right here. So we have Scarlet in here. So we know how much engraving mats does it take from 30 to 60? 30 to 60, I believe, is around 3,000. If I remember, it's roughly around that 3,000 mark. And it's 3,000 of your elemental cores. It's not the shards, it's the cores. The cores are the ones that are super hard to get, guys. So 37,000, we got nothing to recycle. Hoping we can get, there you go, 4,500. Thank you, Daniel. 4,500. That's a lot of cores, guys. The cores, again, are super expensive. They're difficult to find. Yes, it is expensive. So mythic piece right there, guys, which is for Helios. Helios, another hero that is a really solid buffer. Signature items for Helios. We're looking at furniture for Helios, engraving for Helios. Does really well. And there is Scarlet, guys. Our first piece for Scarlet. Very nice. We're racing to build her at this point. As we continue to get more resources, we'll build her out. As we get the furniture, red furniture, we'll build her out. Everything is going to be just saved to max her out. And maxing her out means 2 5 stars. We're going to throw the engraving on her. We're going to build her completely out, which there's Athalia. Athalia's almost maxed out. And back-to-back furniture, guys, which is another copy there for Helios. So we'll keep our red card on the table. Just going to sit on that one and save it. Question, should I build Isabella or Chimera? So Isabella would really be the priority out of there. Chimera isn't really used within any of the bosses, short of Dark Namora, if you're not running a couple different heroes that you can line up. So Chimera has always been Dark Namora's boss until you got Morreal. Morreal replaced him, and now it's Morreal. So if you have access to borrow Chimera, or if you have access to borrow Morreal, Sleepy Chickadee, I would not build her. The investment's not there. She's not used in the campaign. She's not used within the tower. I don't really know many places where she's really used at all anymore. And I think personally, I think they're going to awaken Chimera. Just looking at Chimera, if you guys haven't been around AFK Arena, Chimera has always been one of the most popular heroes. Her and Brutus have been probably the 2 most popular heroes in AFK Arena, short of, recently with the Lucretia and the Ainz. I would love to see one awaken Chimera if they did a story about that similar to Taylene. And I hope with the awakened heroes that they put as much time and effort as they did with Taylene. But if they made her an Ainz strength caster as Chimera, I think it would be just absolutely crazy to see, guys. I would absolutely love to see it. But again, I think it would be kind of crazy to see, which we're right there to get another card, which will take Scarlet to 3 of 9 furniture. Just have to build her up a little bit more. So we are just kind of right on the cusp of having her built, guys. Very cool. 36 diamonds. That's all we got left. So we're pretty spent. Again, around 200 cards. I'm still swapping my cards. Another question that I get from a lot of different, we did some of the campaign. I'm going to do some more in the campaign in a minute. One of the big things that I get a lot of questions on is the store. And I'm going to cover this in a little bit. Buying these time emblems out of the store. Now, a lot of players have said, is it worth it? Is there a reason why we should buy these? The big reason why I say to go ahead and buy these out of the store is there is no other way to get these. So as you're swapping your 500 diamonds for the time emblems, if you do not buy them out of here, we know within the Temple of Time, we cannot use diamonds in here. So you're going to be kind of out of luck when it comes to the summons in here. If they really do drop an Awakened Chimera that breaks the entire game, you're going to have no option to buy them, especially if you're free to play. There's going to be zero option to buy them short of purchasing these cards out of the shop, which is the reason why I really feel strongly about buying the cards. Now, it's also kind of prevalent to where you are within the campaign. If you're very early in the campaign, might not be worth these if there's still a lot of meta heroes that you need to carry to really push through, different places like the King's Tower, making sure you have strong enough heroes to start pushing within the King's Tower before you start burning all of your diamonds that you could use for summons within here. What's going on? Soviet Gamer is joining us. Caught a stream. I know. Soviet Gamer, of course, lives on the other side of the world. Even, a lot of like Vulcans in Australia, there's 16-hour time difference. Big shout out to fellow content creator, guys. Check out his channel. Soviet Gaming. Absolutely love his content. Very cool to see. Yeah, can Zafrio carry the tower? He really doesn't carry the tower. The big thing with Zafriel is you're pretty limited in here when it comes to damage. So when you look overall at the heroes, since we do have the new Taylene, of course she does a considerable amount of damage, but in here you have Athalia, so damage, you have Athalia, you have Moriel, which does kind of continuous damage, and you have Zafriel. Flora does a little bit, not really. Taylene, again, a little bit, not really. The rest of the heroes, short of possibly the Awakened Taylene and Moriel, again, continuous damage, that leaves these two. That's really kind of one of the big things to think about, guys, is when it comes to this tower, especially if you're going to two teams, you're very limited with the damage. I mean, short of these two, you're very, very limited with the damage that you're going to be able to do if you do not have Zafriel built out. It's kind of sad. We need a couple more. And again, if you're looking, because if you're splitting damage within two teams, that's really your two damage dealers. Is Zafriel going to carry? He needs a lot of love and support. He does have some crowd control ability. A lot of players I've even seen with this, because Alna will actually give the immunity to Zafriel. A couple different ways that you can do it, but ultimately he's not going to carry by himself, but he is a much required hero within the King's Tower. And if you do anything with PvP, absolutely have to be in the PvP aspect. He is built into so many PvP. Now, we have also talked about some of the changes that are coming to AFK Arena. We know Baba Yaga's coming. One thing that I want to do is spending more time on this account. So I'm actually going to start recording as we're going through progression, because what I've done so far is every single time that we have played this game through 38 chapters on here, I have live streamed it all. We have live streamed everything on here, has been live streamed. But I want to make some progression. I want to move into chapters, 39. I want to move into chapter 40. I want to continue making progression through AFK Arena. So the focus is going to be at least once or twice a week. I want to make more progression on here, push through a couple more stages, record it all, show it to you guys as we go through. Live stream, we can definitely make some progression as well, but I feel like we're stalling out of progression, and on all of my accounts I'm not really making that much progression. So I definitely want to push through here. It'd be very, very cool to see. Yeah, summons are done, guys. Got pretty lucky. We got some free cards there, which is awesome. Got some more Twisted Essence out of there. Very cool to see. Got one stone, which doesn't really do much. So team comps in here. This is one that we've actually been using. Again, dealing with Flora. Flora is a absolute bear to deal with, especially with a team like this. We're probably not going to win with this team. Ein's team can usually take this down pretty early. They should give us a free 50,000 diamonds. Yeah, Peter, we'd get the 50,000 diamonds, then players would use them for a Stargazer, and in about 40 seconds, the diamonds would be gone. And that's usually what we see. So Flora, again, you can kind of cheese, and we cheesed it earlier, running Athalia within the formation and Zolrath. The combination between the two, it's pretty good. And then we ran Prince of Persia with Mahira. I'm going to try the same comp because we know they are already completely decked out. We know Prince is going to be hit right here. And then who did we have here? I'm drawing a blank on who we had. It wasn't Khazard. It was, because we know these two. Let me know. Who do we have here? Best campaign team for Scarlet. Rafa, Scarlet is horrible in there. Scarlet is horrible when it comes to the campaign. It's been super difficult. Scarlet is actually shut down by a lot of different heroes. It really doesn't work. It really doesn't work with a lot of different heroes. It doesn't work. You ruin that thorn with the engraving. Engraving has been working really well. We've seen it quite a bit. Emmanuel, I believe here. See, Flora's on the ground. We just need to keep them alive. Shamira just destroys. Yeah, he works with the engraving. Is Da Vinci worth it? Yes, I love Da Vinci. Da Vinci is such a very, very powerful hero. We've seen Joker. A lot of heroes. The only two, Yukio and Nakaruru, we haven't seen really anywhere. That's right, we had Kren. Really kind of disappointing. Yukio has been super difficult to deal with. Yukio, no one uses. Nakaruru, no one uses. Again, it's kind of sad to see that they have no place, really. Thanks for... Oh, absolutely, Soviet. Again, guys, content creators, we're very few and far between anymore. A lot of the creators, especially when it comes to Reddit, when it comes to Discord, a lot of the content creators, guys, are gone. We know White Sushi used to be huge. He doesn't play anymore. There's been a lot of content creators that have kind of vanished. I know In Season still plays. Soviet. Vulcan, it seems like kind of here and there. The continuous creation of content can be very time consuming. And I think a lot of players just kind of get bored with the game. Move on to bigger and better things. And really, that's all it is. FHG is January a month where you don't get as many views on YouTube. Yeah, it really depends on the content, Dark. And that's one of the really big things too, is when it comes to like the content creation, a lot of it is also based on the content that AFK Arena has. So a lot of people don't really realize that. But when it comes to the content that AFK Arena is putting out, it drives also a lot of, if there's a lot or if there's not. So kind of dependent on the game too. If there's a lot of new content and it's really cool and interesting to see, yeah, we'll get a lot more views, things of that nature. If the content's just kind of meh, they just keep putting out, the same events or recycling different things, it's going to be the exact same. It's going to be much of nothing. A Star or Scarlet? Absolutely Scarlet. I am prioritizing Scarlet over everybody for the simple fact that we need Scarlet for the Twisted Realm. That's going to be one of the really big things is within the Twisted Realm. Scarlet has to be built, period. There's no exception kind of to how powerful Scarlet is going to be. Has to be built. And that's it. You have to build Scarlet. If you want to progress and if you want to do well within the Twisted Realm, Scarlet has to be the priority, period. Let's try. There's a few formations in here. The other one that I was kind of looking at, and I use AFK Helper for quite a few formations, is running, of course, Albedo. Like I said, Ainz works for this as well. Merlin, of course, for the mitigation till we get them down. Mortis, I still need to max out. But this is another formation that we've seen has worked in this formation quite a bit. Boom, buffed up Ainz. Ainz is going to ult. And Ainz does an incredible amount of damage, making this easy, guys. Yeah, it's very cool. And most of you guys know, I don't do this as my job. I have an actual job that I go to, 5 days a week. I just love making the content for you guys, having the conversation. It's cool. I love doing the content. It's fun, honestly. Who is better to build, Falks, Ullard, or Maro? Out of those, Caleb, I would probably go Maro just because of the Lightbearer Tower. Lightbearer Tower is another one, short of having, like a maxed out damage with, with Gwen. You have to do some crowd control. Now, Maro really brings two things. One, Maro brings damage, and two, Maro brings crowd control. So when it comes to having both of those limited classes within the Lightbearer faction, absolutely, guys, they will do very well together. Because again, looking at the combination of those two, you have to have both of those. You really have to have both of those. The nickname, naming her Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, Ainz, guys, usually number one. Look at that. 2.3 billion damage right there. Insane. Absolutely insane the amount of damage that he puts just to take us to another boss stage and take us to another Flora, guys. Crazy. And in here we got Flora. Trying to see some most difficult ones to deal with, of course, Flora. is always kind of difficult to deal with. But looking in here, Mahira can be at times, especially with the super cycle of Leica. And then we just have Brutus. So not too bad overall. Winning formations, of course, you can look at your friends. You can look at everybody here. And even looking, guys, they're almost 600 million power. They're level, what, 620? So they're 100 plus levels ahead of us. I go for the very low formations, such as these ones. I use these. I use AFK Helper. I use, a couple different sources to really go through, build up the formations based on the heroes I have, swap out different heroes as needed. But you can even see in here, Kren, Mishka. We've said this a little bit earlier. Mishka has made a lot of moves into the formation. We've seen Mishka quite a bit when it comes to formations, when it comes to the meta comps. Mishka's made it into quite a few ways. Who can you use in the Mauler Tower except Kren? Really two heroes within the Mauler Tower. One, of course, is Kren. Other one is Entendre. Entendre, guys, it is just a absolute monster when it comes to the tower. Because of the survivability she has, the life leech ability that she carries, really, really strong within the tower. Scarlet, Rain, or Maro. Yeah, it's a tough choice. That's a tough choice between all three of those. And I feel like I have to work out a couple more of these formations, because Thorin essentially should be getting ported, but boom, Retaliation 1. If we didn't have Orthos. Orthos is another one. Guys, he's just a stall. Orthos used to be really big in the stall team comp, essentially till players quit using him. They completely quit using Orthos, which we've seen happen before, but we've seen the break. I'm also looking at formations that I'm just going to drop Thorin out of. So using, again, the similar formation like what we just seen, keeping Athalia on the ground and working out a few different formations that don't involve Thorin. Thorin just, it takes a lot of RNG, and that's why when I started the stream today, we already had that one Thorin battle defeated, because it is literally just an RNG battle with this. I would love to build her out, just don't have much resources. Yeah, that's the other thing with Entendre, is Entendre, guys, is a huge investment. One of the big things with Entendre is having her, the 9 of 9 furniture, of course, signature item, but the engraving on there makes her pretty much unstoppable. It adds kind of another level onto the ability for her to win those tower stages, is just based on the amount of damage that she can put out. How far would you upgrade Mortis? So Mortis is similar to the other heroes. Like looking at Mortis, looking at Helios, looking at the twins, I upgrade them to the point of them dying out. That's really the big thing. So if I'm running, let's say, for instance, my copy of the twins. So if I'm running formations, or if I'm running in the Twisted Realm, and the twins start dying out 30, 45 seconds, I'm losing 30 to 45 seconds of the time that I have the twins uptime. So I built them a little bit further. We added some signature item. As we continued, again, pushing within the Twisted Realm, we built out the twins a little bit higher. We got them the 9 of 9 furniture. Again, dealing with the issues of the survivability when it comes to the twins. Now, I've gotten to the point where of using Scarlet, using Grez, using a couple different heroes. Again, the twins were dying out considerably faster when it comes to the Twisted Realm. So I actually added on the plus 30 engraving. We're actually at 38 right there. I'm building them specifically out with the haste buff. But again, dealing with the survivability issues that we're having with the haste, we have built them out to the plus 30. I'll take them to the plus 60 just because I want the extra stats, but I also want, again, the survivability of the twins themselves. That's kind of what happens. It is you have to have your heroes live. If the twins die out really fast, if Mortis dies out really fast, the hero doesn't do anything if they're dead. Mortis is a little bit of an exception, because once he buffs the 4 primary heroes, he will not buff anyone else unless you have him in a combination with Grez, Baden, he will actually just stand there and do his normal attack, which again really doesn't do too much. Are you going to buy the AFK Arena Collection book? I think I am, Peter. I like it. I know it's a little bit pricey in my opinion, but we've put so much time and effort into this game. I have a lot of collectibles. I even have a lot of World of Warcraft collectibles from when I played WoW, which is cool. I mean, it's just kind of the nostalgia piece. There will come a time and a place when nobody plays AFK Arena, when the game, is completely dead and it's kind of a thing of the past. Not going to be for a while, but you'll always have something to remember it by. And also, when you have kids like I do, or a lot of us, it's just cool to see. It's very cool to see. Some of the nostalgia piece of it is cool, and how much time and effort that we spent into AFK Arena. It's cool to see. Is Zekas any good? So Zekas has been very good in different formations, really depending. Zekas is really good when it comes to, or has been really good when it came to the hunting fields and when it comes to the Abyssal Expedition. PvP, absolutely, guys, when you put them on the same level. But in the same manner, when you stack relics behind him in different formations, he can work really well, again, because you're stacking relics behind him. You're stacking essentially more power behind him to make him more effective. How good is Bad as Thorin with 3 of 9 and 4-star call? Works good, Ned. Ultimately, you want that call up higher. You want to prioritize, and I would absolutely prioritize when it comes to the event within the Magician's Hat. Prioritize getting the call to 5 stars. The call is honestly a game changer when you're building it. Getting this Dura's call to 5 stars makes a really big difference when it comes to the artifact, because of the additional ability that it does, adding 2 more energy, but if slain, all remaining heroes share among heroes. So if you have 2 other heroes running with him, both of the other heroes die. They're pumping all of the energy straight into Thorin, which is the reason why people do it. Is Grez any good? Yes, absolutely, guys. Grez is probably one of the biggest priorities. Grez and Scarlet, just because of the utility. He's used in the campaign. He's used in PvP. He's used in so many different places, guys, including the Twisted Realm. Grez is absolutely one to build out and build out really quick. Is Frampton any good? Frampton is decent. I would say a lot of players have started utilizing Frampton instead of Lucretia within the 5-pull. Works kind of on a little bit of the similar working within the 5-pull, but it allows you to move actually Lucretia to another formation. Big thing with him is he's expensive. And just like any Celestials and the Hypogeans, really the further you build him out with signature item and furniture, things of that nature, of course he's going to get stronger. He does have some utility. But the one thing that I do always look at with AFK Arena is the ability to replace a hero. So when you look at Frampton, he's agility, he's a warrior. Is there another hero that is similar to Frampton that could work kind of in the same, same kind of vein, which we have Lucretia. Lucretia works perfectly with the 5-pull right now. Looking at probably the 7 meta comps that we have that most players are running, with Thorin, with the Portal Party, things of that nature. Building out Frampton is just going to replace another hero essentially within those formations. What is good with Isolde? Isolde, as you continue to build out Isolde, you'll see that he doesn't survive. He cannot survive in level deficiencies. Isolde is a hero that has kind of fallen back a lot. When you start getting, again, level deficiencies, Isolde doesn't live. Only thing that is good with Isolde is you have to have him time to ult. You have to have him time to build up, which is similar to Grez. But ultimately, when he gets further in the campaign, Isolde is not used for really anything. Have you ever known any games like AFK Arena? Yusuf, yeah, there's a lot of games similar to AFK Arena. And a lot of them are just kind of rip-offs of AFK Arena. They might change up a couple of heroes. They might change up a couple abilities. even a lot that I've seen has the exact same. It has 4 skills, has a different hero, maybe a little bit of a different look with graphics. Most of them do have the 10 pole summons, which is kind of industry standard, but for a lot of games, they're very similar. You know, they see the success that we've had with AFK Arena. Other companies try to duplicate the success, having very similar teams, very similar heroes. I've even seen kind of the exact same 4 factions with the 2 alternate factions, just kind of changed up. And that's exactly kind of what it is. It is a lot of games have just kind of changed. Is the traditional God comp any good? The traditional God comp does work. The big thing with the God tier comp is the heroes within the God tier comp work better separately. So the God tier comp will still work just like we've seen it always. It will still work. The big thing is when you look at heroes like Taylene, she's been replaced by a couple other heroes just because of the utility that other heroes have. I even built her out quite a bit with engraving due to the Kane battle, making sure that we had her before before Awakened Taylene was even a thing. Oh, what's going on, Icy Bird? Thanks for joining us. Yep, it is live. A lot of people hop in here not knowing that is live. It is completely live, guys. Every Sunday we do streams, which I love doing. Again, Helios is another hero we're definitely going to have to build out a little bit more. He does have quite a bit of utility. Zafriel we're going to have to build out. We just have kind of a priority list of the heroes we're building. We were going through, you know, we were summoning, we were building out Helios. Then all of a sudden, a hero like Scarlet drops. And then you see a hero like Scarlet drop, which we know running her with Dura's Call has been the biggest priority because of the ultimate ability. Having her 9 of 9 furniture, so building out Scarlet has been the big priority. So the priorities shift, Scarlet drops, we shift to Scarlet, and then we'll go ahead, we'll build her up just like we always have. We might even see Baba Yaga if she comes up as a dimensional hero. We will definitely absolutely pick her up as our 12th dimensional hero right there. But ultimately, she might be another hero that gets kind of bumped in front of where we were building Helios and some other heroes. She might get bumped a little bit more towards the front of the, really the front of the line. Again, depending on priority, just like we've seen with Scarlet. Scarlet, guys, is carrying again in every Twisted Realm battle that we've seen. Even in the Cursed Realm with the boss battles, we're 26, which is good. Even within here, the Twisted Realm. Of course, guys, it is all Scarlet everywhere you look. The build out of Scarlet, the furniture, the signature items. She's just been destroying, guys. Absolutely just crushing every single boss that we have in there, which is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Which hero should I take to Mythic first? Yeah, absolutely Rowan. Rowan with the signature item brings out the potion. He brings out the energy potion, guys. In my opinion, still one of the best supports in the game. We know his skin is coming. They're going to give them a free skin, which is coming pretty soon. Very cool. Still got a little bit more furniture to add on my boy. Added him to a plus 30 engraving. Very cool to see. Who is worse, Yukio or Nakaruru? Nakaruru, I like. She does have some functionality in a couple different places. And because she's the Ranger class, I would say Nakaruru is better than Yukio. Big thing with Yukio is being a warrior. Most places, especially when it comes to the Abyssal Expedition, do not build out Yukio because of it being a warrior class. Most players in the Abyssal Expedition focus on our Ranger class instead of Yukio, which means that Nakaruru does have some more utility right there. She can also go through Brutus's shield, which is very cool as well. All right, guys. Yeah, the Rowan skin looks awesome, guys. It just looks like a complete pimp. Thank you, Devin, for joining us. Again, thank you for supporting the channel and everything you guys do. But that will do it for today's live stream, guys. Again, I'm going to be making some progression through the campaign. So I'm going to dedicate a little time every day to go ahead and make a little bit of progression as we go through here. Probably put out 1 or 2 of these fights because they can be very time consuming to get through here with the stages. It just does take multiple trials. Again, I want to push, chapter 38. I want to push chapter 39 really make this account what it's supposed to be for the level that we're at. Should be considerably further than what I actually think. So we can definitely make some progression on here, guys. Use a swap scroll on Scarlet. You can, but you do have to wait 60 days. The Awakened Tailene, in my opinion, is very disappointing. So level deficiencies, Francesco, she does not work. She does not work at all when it comes to level deficiencies. She gets absolutely destroyed, just like we see with every tank. Without having an immunity factor, she just gets destroyed. She does a little bit of damage within the Twisted Realm, but ultimately to build her out, if you're not focused on the PvP aspect, because PvP is the place that, you know, most of these heroes do really shine. You can see her right there, and Scarlet as well. The PvP aspect is where she really does shine. Campaign, if you're lower levels, absolutely, guys, she will destroy a ton. If you're pushing progression, she will be absolutely pretty much useless. Normal Tailene better than the Awakened. They have different, I guess, viability, because the normal Tailene is support. The new Tailene is more of the tank damage class, which is, again, kind of an interesting combination. Yeah, the original Tailene, I don't think anyone is going to use her for anything. She's kind of just been backlined, and I don't see anyone using her really for anything. But guys, that will do it for our stream for today. Thank you guys for joining me. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, guys, go ahead and sub. We are almost to 22,000 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy to see how far we've come in the time. So again, guys, thank you guys for joining me for the stream. Have a great Sunday or Monday, depending on where you are. It's about 2 o'clock Sunday right here. So again, guys, I'm hoping there should be a dimensional tower. Yes, absolutely. There should be a dimensional tower. I would absolutely love it. If they do come out with the tower, they definitely need it. But again, guys, that will do it for today. As always, thank you guys for watching.